Imagine a little girl growing up in the glitter of Hollywood. But instead of luxury and confidence in tomorrow, her life was filled with loneliness, inner demons, and pain. A girl who was mocked at school, who suffered from depression, and who often felt unwanted. It seemed she had no future. And yet, this very girl grew up to become one of the most famous women in the world. An Academy Award-winning actress. A director making powerful films. A humanitarian dedicating decades of her life to refugees. A symbol of female strength and human compassion. This is the story of Angelina Jolie. She was born on June 4, 1975, in Los Angeles, to actor Jon Voight and actress Marceline Bertrand. It looked like fate had given her every chance, a famous surname, connections in the film industry. But very early on, her world collapsed. When Angelina was just a year old, her parents separated. Her mother took care of her and her brother James alone. Jon Voight was rarely present in their lives. And although Marceline supported her children, the broken family left a deep scar. Angelina grew up with a sense of abandonment and a longing for love. Her childhood and teenage years were far from easy. At school, she was teased for being too skinny, for looking awkward, for being different. She had few friends and often felt like an outsider. At 14, she fell into a deep crisis. She wore black, collected tattoos, and embraced the image of a rebel. She was haunted by depression and emptiness. She later admitted how difficult it was to cope with herself during those years. But that dark period became a turning point. Everything that tried to break her ended up forging her strength. At 16, Angelina decided to devote herself to acting. She studied at the Lee Strasberg Theatre Institute, tried modeling, and took on small acting jobs. The first years were filled with rejection. She was unnoticed, her roles were minor, and her future seemed uncertain. But she refused to give up. In 1998, the world noticed her. The film Gia, where Jolie played model Gia Karanji, became her breakthrough. The role demanded complete emotional dedication, and Angelina delivered. She won a Golden Globe, and critics hailed the arrival of a powerful new actress. The following year, in 1999, came another milestone. In Girl, Interrupted, Jolie played the charismatic and dangerous patient Lisa. The performance earned her an Academy Award. At just 24 years old, she had become one of Hollywood's brightest stars. It seemed like the dream had come true. But fame didn't bring her inner peace. Angelina spoke openly about her struggles with loneliness and anxiety. Yet she kept working, kept searching for herself. In 2001, everything changed again. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider hit the screens. Angelina, as Lara, became an icon of strength, independence, and courage. But what truly mattered was what happened off-screen. During filming in Cambodia, she saw firsthand the harsh reality of poverty and suffering. It changed her forever. She began working with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Jolie traveled to the world's most dangerous places: Sierra Leone, Afghanistan, Sudan, Cambodia. She met with people who had lost everything. She didn't just donate money, she was there in the field, side by side with those in need. In 2012, she was appointed Special Envoy for the UNHCR. At the same time, Angelina was building her family. She became the mother of 6 children, 3 of whom are adopted. She spoke openly that motherhood and humanitarian work mattered to her even more than fame. But her trials weren't over. In 2013, she learned that she carried a high genetic risk of breast and ovarian cancer. To save her life and remain with her children, Angelina made a brave decision. She underwent preventive surgeries, including a double mastectomy and later the removal of her ovaries. Her courage shocked and inspired the world. She shared her story publicly to encourage women facing the same fears. That choice made her not just a symbol of beauty, but of resilience and the will to fight for life. Today, Angelina Jolie is far more than an actress. She is a woman who turned personal struggles into strength. She endured loneliness, depression, family crises, and major surgeries. But none of it broke her. Instead, it shaped her into someone even stronger. She continues to act, to direct, to raise her children, and to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Angelina Jolie's story is a reminder to us all: it doesn't matter how difficult your path seems. It doesn't matter how many trials life throws at you. What matters is never giving up, and always finding a way not only to lift yourself, but to help others along the way. She proved that true strength is not about being perfect. True strength is about rising again and again, and still being able to love, to give, to show compassion. And perhaps that is why Angelina Jolie's name will remain forever in history, not only in cinema, but in the story of humanity itself.